Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Technotopia. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about $5 or so. There is a 10% launch discount going on right now in celebration of the game's 1.0 launch. I had a chance to play this prior, but now that I've played the 1.0, I think I'm ready to comment on it. It's a fairly good game, especially for the price of $5. So this is a city builder card game where you're dealt a hand of cards. There's no mana, there's no money. You just plop these buildings down and your city grows. And there's even a Tetris aspect to this where, if you put down a T block of the same color, you get extra points, and if you put a line piece down of a particular color, you get some extra points, and so on. Now, what are these points I'm talking about? Well, in addition to this being a city builder card game, this game is also similar to another game, and other games like it, called Reigns. In Reigns, you are a king making decisions that affect the different factions in that game. Well, you've got 4 different factions in this game: blue, green, yellow, and red, representing the different aspects of society, the workers, the elite, and so on, right? And depending on your decisions, like on occasion, halfway through a round, you'll be asked, this scenario happened, and who do you favor? Do you favor the red, or do you favor the blue people? Whatever. You're going to be making decisions that will positively or negatively affect the different factions in the game. And the lose scenario is there are so many turns in a round. I believe there's I want to say 9 or 10. And at the end of a round, if one of the 4 factions are negative, meaning that you haven't met the point goal that you need, you lose. So even though green, yellow, and red might be above the point requirement that you need for that round, if blue is under, you lose. So you kind of have to play this balancing act and keep everybody happy, but not too happy, because then you're neglecting somebody else. You know what I mean? Now, luckily, there are ways to help you, because like every round, the required point values are going to keep going up. So it gets harder and harder and harder to satisfy everybody. So if you put a building on a space with like a little icon on it, it depends on what icon it is, but you're going to be able to upgrade. Like you can actually upgrade a particular color by just throwing points at it. You can unlock new cards, which will be added to your deck of cards, and then you can play them. They're like super buildings that you put down. I mean, you completely surround them, they give you some kind of benefit. So the game does give you ways to generate bonus points to help you meet the goals required for those 4 factions. And the game is going to throw a story at you at the same time. I really didn't care about the story. I don't. It's like City Skylines with a story. I don't care. I just want to build a city. I play this for the strategic aspect of it. And like I said, you're trying to observe these tetromino shapes by placing them of these colors of a particular shape to get bonus points. You're trying to activate inactive buildings on the map by placing buildings adjacent to them. You're trying to put these super buildings down in places that matter. You're trying to make correct decisions as scenarios come up to keep everyone relatively happy. Relatively. That's the gist of it. And at the end of every run, because you will lose, at some point it's just going to get too much, you will be, scored on the 4 different factions, and then depending on how well you did, you're going to unlock new cards for future runs. So new cards will be added to your deck over time. So all in all, I enjoyed this game. It's casual. It's got that dwarf romantic feel to it, but it's just more I don't know, cyberpunk, techno, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm not an expert on genres and themes, but it's got that dwarf romantic feel. But again, it's got the whole Reigns decision-making concept. And I like that this is a city builder with no money requirements. Just, you've got these cards and you have to make a decision, because you can only, every card you place, it's a turn. So you've got 10 card placements typically per round, and you have to make them count. which colors do you focus on? When you put a red building down, you're increasing the red score. When you're putting a yellow building down, you're increasing the yellow score. But if I can't pass up this Tetramino piece over here, I mean, even though I don't need blue right now, I could put blue over here and complete this pattern and get some extra points that way. Oh, look, there's an upgrade. I can get a robotics factory or something unlocked. Put that down and I'll get a huge boost to the yellow points. So it's, at its heart, it's simple. It's got the city builder political theme with factions and stuff, but it's not as complicated as it sounds. It's super simple and it's chill and it's fun. And for $5, I mean, come on. I mean, I was expecting this to be 10, 15. It's not. You're going to get a lot of playtime out of this for $5, especially if you take the time to analyze the board, maximize your points that you can earn potentially every turn. I don't do that because I don't have the time, but you can. You could potentially sit there for 5-10 minutes and really think about, okay, I've got green, I've got blue, and I've got red cards in front of me. Which one do I play and where do I put it to get the most points out of it? You could do that, and that will take up your afternoon if you let it. Or you can play more casually, just let your city just plop buildings down, see what happens, and then unlock more stuff over time. It's up to you. For $5, I do recommend this game. I don't know. It's super simple and fun to play, and it's got a cool theme to boot. I love it. So there you go, Technotopia. Vince, thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time. Take care.